The cemetery of mediocrity is vast. Row upon row of headstones bearing the same epitaph. Had potential. You feel it, don't you? That quiet tremor in your hands when greatness brushes against your periphery. Average isn't your nature. It's negotiation with fear. A ceasefire agreement signed with your weakest self. Carnegie knew this when he arrived in America with $1.20 and refused dock work. I will not trade hours for pennies when empires need building. Ford felt it, assembling farm equipment. This backbreaking labor will not be my epitaph. They didn't transcend their circumstances. They incinerated them. Your good enough isn't a resting place. It's a crime scene where your extraordinary self was murdered by compromise. Let's autopsy average. It's not lack of opportunity. It's addiction to the anesthesia of familiarity, the warm bath of acceptable that slowly boils your ambition. Edison worked 18-hour shifts as a telegraph operator, not to pay bills, but to dissect the technology that would electrify nations. Rockefeller balanced ledgers by day to fund nocturnal oil studies that would rupture history. Their environments screamed conform. Their minds roared. This is raw material. Lincoln didn't see a log cabin. He saw a library where he'd forge arguments to preserve a nation. The extraordinary isn't born from better conditions. It's forged in the violent rejection of context. When you stop seeing barriers and start seeing raw, or the shift begins. Warning, this isn't positive thinking. It's cognitive demolition. Carnegie's first job paid $1.20 per week. He didn't affirm abundance. He torched the poverty mindset by physically restructuring his brain. Reading Plutarch before dawn, rehearsing million-dollar negotiations in abandoned warehouses. Ford didn't visualize cars. He dismantled watches and reassembled them blindfolded to rewire his spatial intelligence. Picasso slaughtered his artistic training to birth Cubism. Destroy the model or remain a slave. The mindset shift demands execution, not contemplation. Delete these programs now. I'll start when ready. Install Ford's action precedes preparedness. Not enough resources. Inject Rockefeller's scarcity breeds invention. Fear of judgment. Embed Edison's ridicule is applause from fools. Your current OS is malware. Reformat the hard drive. Now forge your extraordinary architecture. Average minds build shelters. Legendary minds construct cathedrals of obsession. Study Curie's lab notes, not dry data. Erotic poetry to radioactive elements. Carnegie's steel contracts weren't transactions. They were love letters to progress. Disney didn't sketch Mickey. He hallucinated entire worlds where color sang and animals talked. Their focus wasn't discipline. It was erotic intensity for creation. When Ford's engineers swore V8 engines were impossible, he didn't motivate them. He locked them in a room with this command: stay until the air tastes like victory or death. 2 years later, they emerged smelling of motor oil and triumph. Your ordinary life is Gothic stone. Carve your David from it. The shift accelerates through strategic self-mutilation, not of flesh, of relationships, habits, and safe spaces. Carnegie purged friends who discussed weather. Rockefeller executed hobbies that didn't build wealth. Tesla starved his social life to feast on alternating current. Lincoln abandoned law partners who resisted abolition. Extraordinary requires amputation of the familiar. When Darwin's theories drew church fury, he didn't debate. He burned 20 years of research and wrote Origin from ashes. Progress demands funeral pyres. He wrote, your average self isn't your friend. It's a hostage taker. Execute it with Edison's ruthlessness. I never perfected an invention I didn't discard 10,000 times. Maintenance is the enemy of metamorphosis. Ford nearly bankrupted, clinging to the Model T. Curie kept studying radiation while Nobel Prizes gathered dust. Their secret? Perpetual Creative Demolition. Carnegie sold his empire to build libraries. Picasso painted over masterpieces. Lincoln reshuffled generals like chess pieces. Install your own obsolescence protocols. Quarterly Scorched Earth Day. Burn one successful tactic. Daily Beginner's Mind Hour. Study unrelated genius. Crisis, forced reinvention. Like Disney creating multiplane tech after animator defections. Extraordinary isn't a destination. It's velocity that outruns decay. Now, the final shift. Average asks, is this safe? Extraordinary demands, is this necessary? Carnegie didn't build bridges. He forged the spine of industrialization. Curie didn't discover radium. She weaponized light against disease. Ford didn't manufacture cars. He democratized destiny. That tremor in your hands? That's not fear. It's your extraordinary self, pounding from its prison. Break the walls. Not tomorrow. Now. The ordinary world will try to seduce you back. Let its whispers become the wind at your back. Execute the shift. Burn your average, like Rockefeller burned competitors, and walk, eyes blazing, into your earned extraordinary.